Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and a brand new episode of the Thomas Thrift Store Hauls series. For those who are new, this is the series where we take a look at the Thomas merchandise I've collected from the many thrift stores I go to. The items can range from all sorts of Thomas ranges like Wooden Railway and Trackmaster. If you're a Wooden Railway fan, then this is going to be an exciting episode as we have a ton of engines, rolling stock, and tracks from the Thomas Wooden Railway range. I usually don't pick up most of the Wooden Railway stuff I find as I'm not really interested, but I just couldn't pass up not getting these items. Will they be trash or treasure? Let's find out. First up is the Diecast range, and we only have one item for this episode. Here's the Ertl version of Birdie the Bus. Considering the Ertl range has made some fantastic road vehicles for the Thomas franchise, I feel like their version of Birdie is the weakest of the road characters. Most of the details are stickers, but I do like that there are passengers. Overall, it's an okay item, but not as good as the other versions of Birdie in my collection. Next up is the Thomas Wooden Railway range, and we have so many items to look at. One of them is an incredible item, and we'll be saving that one for last. The first of this lot is a Wooden Railway Thomas from the year 2000. It's not in good condition as the paint is starting to come off, but it's an okay version of Thomas. It's not really detailed and is missing a few things like buffers and stripes on the boiler. I do have a 1998 wooden Thomas, and the only difference I can find is the face, and the 1989 one has the smoke box and funnel made out of wood rather than plastic. Next up is the 2001 wooden James. James is one of the engines in the Wooden Railway range that I feel is a pretty good version of the character. Of course, it's missing those important details like stripes, handrails, and buffers, but those were all added on later versions. Interestingly, this James has the character name on the chassis, despite this version being the older one. Overall, I actually like this item. Next up is Toby, the one from 2001. Not really a big fan of the Wooden Railway Toby, to be honest. It's missing the middle wheel and looks more like a shed. Bruh. Next up is the Wooden Railway Trevor. Again, this is a pretty good item. I think the proportions are okay for Wooden Railway and has an acceptable amount of detail. I don't have many versions of Trevor, so it's nice to have this one. I also really like the spinning flywheel. Next up is Lady. This is another Wooden Railway item that I feel got the look of the engine right. I love that they made ladies smaller than characters like Thomas, and most of the details are there. The funnel is made out of like rubber, I think? Not sure why they did that, but overall good job Wooden Railway. You get a gold star. Next up is two wagons. Here we have a Sodor fuel tanker and a plastic slate truck. Or at least I think it's a slate truck, it's just called a cargo car. Very descriptive. We also have some tracks, specifically the older track that makes sounds when an engine goes along the rails. We have 10 curved tracks, 3 straight tracks, 1 set of points, and a track end piece, and lastly the arched stone bridge. There's enough track to make a layout, so let's build one. And here it is. It's a nice small layout with a siding and a bridge. And I saved the best item for last. Here we have the 60th anniversary blue metallic Thomas. This item is so cool looking and is in basically mint condition. Super nice item, and despite the fact I'm not a Wooden Railway collector, I'm happy to have this item. It's really cool. On to the Trackmaster range, we only have a few items for this episode. First up is the rolling stock, which includes a red box van, Steelworks wagon, and 2 ladle trucks. Really happy to have more Steelworks trucks, they look so cool. Next up is a Trackmaster 2 Henry. Not much to say about it, but oh my god, what happened to the back coupling? Lastly, we have a Trackmaster 2 Thomas. Again, not much to say about it. And our last item is this Thomas. Really not sure what it is. It's made by Playtech and took me way too long to find out where the battery compartment was. If you know anything about this Thomas, let me know. I'm pretty curious about it. And that was everything. Let me know in the comments what item was your favorite. To no one's surprise, my favorite would have to be the 60th anniversary Thomas. Love all the shiny parts and paint. Really cool item.